Hello friends.
Hello friends.
Today we are coming up with
a new
where we
program.
will be having with us our friend Dr. Nidhi Shenoy.
Where we will be having with us
first rank in this year's
who got first rank in this year's
AAPGT
exam. Something is
Okay. Hi friends.
We are having Dr. Nidhi Shenoy with us, who got fifth rank in AAPGT exam this year. And she's also the Kerala topper, first rank in Kerala.
We are
proud to have her with us, and we are also proud that she was associated with us for some time.
Okay. Welcome Dr. Nidhi.
Thank you.
And we also have
Dr. Anusli
help
us with the conversation.
Dear
Dear
participants,
actually,
we
we are having a conversation
with
Nidhi to see what all she did and how all her strategies can help us. Okay. So
some questions
there are some questions which we will be asking her. We'll be trying to get some answers from her.
It is not just about questions.
But apart from that, it is not just about questions and answers. It's more about what all she did and what all she did can help us
those who are trying to
help those who are trying to prepare for the next year.
So,
Okay.
Dr. Nidhi, this is an extraordinary achievement right now. You have got the first rank.
This is an extraordinary achievement right now. You have got the first rank in Kerala.
So how do you feel?
And fifth rank in across the country. So how do you feel right now?
Happy, overwhelmed, grateful to God. That's all I have to say. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. Is it clear right now?
Yes, sir.
I think it is clear right now.
Yes, sir.
So what we are saying is that this is an extraordinary achievement.
Yes.
Okay. So how do you think? What do you feel after getting through to the All India fifth rank and Kerala first rank? How do you feel?
I'm extremely happy, sir, because it was not what I thought. I didn't expect this. So I was very happy and grateful to God to achieve this.
Did you expect rank when you started preparing, or while you got through, while you wrote the exam, or when at least when the scorecard came, were you expecting this rank?
No. I was not expecting. I had prepared for entrance test well, but I was a bit apprehensive before the exam. Just like every other student, I was also a bit apprehensive because I was not sure whether I would do this. So after exam, I was like, okay, the exam was not that hard as I thought. So I was like, okay, I would get somewhere. It was my first thought. Then after the correction date, I knew about my marks. Then I was like, okay, I scored well. Now I have hope that I would get into nice college, good college. But All India fifth rank was a happy surprise for me and my family.
So looking back, how was your academic career before preparing for this AIPGET? How was your performance in the exams before this, like graduation, before graduation?
I did my BHMS at Dr. Padiyar Memorial Homeopathic Medical College, and I completed my internship on last February only. So it was not sudden. I was very good at studies, but I was fortunate enough to clear the graduation being a final year topper. So yeah, it was very good career. But as I said, All India being an All India fifth rank holder did put a great hike in my academic graph.
So do you think this is a continuum of achievements since the beginning, or something sudden change in your academic path?
I say it is sudden, but I don't know what else to say. I'm very grateful, sir. But I won't say it is sudden. As I said, I was fortunate enough to clear the graduation being a college topper. So I was very overwhelmed at that point. But I won't say it is like sudden. Uh, it's a it's a gradual process. It was a gradual process.
The homeopathy, it is a wide field. Like there are different people who are, some are good practitioners, some are weak in practice but good in academics. Teachers who are not good practitioners, and vice versa also. So considering all these things, which is your field of interest? Do you want to be a practitioner or an academician?
I'm more interested in practice. Uh, and definitely in future also, I would prefer I would prefer colleges which would upskill my practice of medicine. But in the long run, I think there should be a healthy balance between academical skills and practice. So if you're asking me, I would be more interested in practice, but I think there should be a healthy balance.
So, how do you think PG will be helping you in your future life? Like it is normally said that homeopathic post graduations are not much relevant in actual life. That is what most of the people say. I am not of that opinion. There are people with this opinion that homeopathic post graduations are less relevant in actual practice or actual academics. There is such an opinion among some people at least. So, what do you think?
No, I
In
don't
achieving
think
your
so.
goals in a better manner, or whether post graduation is not going to be that much relevant?
No, I don't think so, sir. Like post graduation is something very important. Like it only makes you good in your professional skills. You are getting more. You are having you are getting good knowledge about different subjects. If you're taking practice of medicine as your main subject, you are getting more information about it, more knowledge about practice of medicine, which is definitely a more help in your practice. So I don't think taking PG is extremely wasteful task, but I think it's necessary. Nowadays, it's necessary to have a PG in respective courses because even though you're practicing, knowledge is something which is needed. So I think that is necessary. At least 6 to 7 hours is necessary.
Okay. So, what was your preparation strategy to reach this first rank?
I didn't have any preparational strategies, but I would like to share that first of all, set the realistic timetable. That's what I have to say first, because timetable is very necessary. It shouldn't be general like for PMs 2 weeks, for OM 2 weeks. No, it shouldn't be like that. You should put a more realistic timetable on daily basis, allocating adequate hours for each subject as well as for each topic. So while you are doing timetable, you become more systematic. You have a daily routine in your life. You can have a what a necessary എന്താ പറയാ ഒരു routine വരും ലൈഫിൽ. So I think that is very important, while we are preparing because it helps you build self confidence. And I think for AIPGT, self confidence is something very important which you must have. So the first point I would like to share is set up a timetable. That is very important. You can't do anything without setting up a timetable. That's my first point. Second is consistency. You need consistency. Without consistency, you can't crack. Because I have heard a quote like persistency will lead you to door, and consistency is the key to unlock the door. So without consistency, you can't, because you know it is very necessary, because two qualities which is necessary in cracking AIPGT is: one is consistency, second is dedication. If you are fully dedicated and if you are ready to be consistent, then yes, you can crack. That's just for the two strategies which I would like to share.
Doctor, in AIPGT exam,
Yes, sir.
Maximum number of questions are supposed to come from medicine. So what was your strategy in handling those questions? How you prepared for medicine? How did you find how did you shortlist the portions to prepare from medicine? How did you remember all those things?
Practice of medicine was my favorite subject. I was very keen of that. But I think for practice of medicine also you need revision. Revision is very important factor. You can't go through each topic of practice of medicine in one go. Revision is important. You can't, at least I did, I had only 6 months, so I only did 2 revisions. But I think you should revise it. You should, in your timetable also, you should put in adequate days for a revision also. So revision is one thing. Second thing is do as much MCQs as possible, especially when you are if you're studying a topic, example GIT in one day, you should do the MCQs of the respective subjects on that day itself. So it will help you to understand the points which you have missed. It's very important. So the first thing I would say is revision. Second one, do as much MCQs as possible. Then another strategy which I did was I used to watch the lecture videos first and then study the notes. It helped me to grasp the content easily. So yes, that had helped me a lot. I used to watch lecture videos first. So that was an important strategy. And I never shortlisted subject topics like that. One thing I did was, if I'm studying 2 topics, I would choose one to be harder and the other to be easier. So it will be, my day will be balanced. Like that I choose. So that was one strategy.
So coming to Materia Medica, it is said that Materia Medica for this competitive exam is little tougher than actual Materia Medica, because you have to remember even the marks of symptoms, some minute symptom which is hidden somewhere between the lines. Sometimes one relationship is mentioned somewhere in the lowest part. So what was your strategy in preparing Materia Medica for AIPGT?
First of all, you should study keynote. That you don't have shortcut for that. You should memorize keynote, revise it. I don't know how many times, but you should have a thorough knowledge of the keynote. That's the first point. That's the strategy itself. Second, for easily studying keynote, I guess what I did was I randomly chose symptoms, and I started guessing the medicine. Rather than going through each medicine, I randomly choose symptoms, and I try to remember the medicines. So it have helped me a lot, especially similar symptoms. I used to do like that. So yes, it had helped me a lot. And I used to refer Success book, because it had lot of MCQs for Materia Medica as well as for keynote as well as Boric. So yes, that also had helped me a lot. See, in all subjects, the prime strategy should be do as much MCQs as possible. That's the most important, because your exam is not theory based; it's purely objective type. So going through theory or pure theory is like waste of time. You can't crack AIPGT with that. So do as much MCQs as possible. That's the most important part. And for material America, I would say definitely memorize the keynote. You can't get without keynote. So study keynote thoroughly. And the key to it is, I think, should first of all, what I did was I randomly chose symptoms and tried to memorize the drug. So that's.
Then another complex subject is repertory, because even studying repertory, even for daily use, itself is complicated. So, what was your strategy to remember all those rubrics and the points in repertory?
For rubrics, S.K. Tiwari is an important book. For rubrics, I only referred S.K. Tiwari because in some of my orientation class, one sir had told me that like you shouldn't go for more rubrics. Like first of all, be thorough with the rubrics in S.K. Tiwari. Then, if you have time, go for the other rubrics. That was one. So as I didn't have, I only had 6 months. So I used to study the rubrics in SK Tiwari. That was one strategy I had for rubrics. Second, I didn't refer any other books. I studied only the lecture videos and the study material. I didn't go for any other textbooks. And for the MCQs, I referred Kaizen repertory book I referred. It was very useful.
So, preparing for competitive exam is not very easy. There are different issues like familial pressure, then other pressing engagements, etc. So, what was the most challenging part in your preparation?
My challenging
part. Challenge you faced.
My challenging part was preparing time or finding time for revision. That was the most challenging part for me because AIPGT is not easy to achieve. Revision is an important because we are all humans. We can't memorize all of in one go. So revision is very important. You should find time for revision, and that's very important. That's the most important. That's the most important challenge which I've faced. So yeah, revision. For future aspirants also, I'm telling that you should find time for revision. No matter how much you study, no matter how much time you dedicate for the theory, it's not because utter waste of time. If you are only if you revise only, you will memorize things. So no matter how much you study, if you are not going to revise, it is waste. So finding the time for revision was a challenge for me.
What was your strategy during the last month of preparation?
Last month of preparation, I used to during the last month of preparation, it was tough for me because I didn't have the right balance regarding theory and MCQs, mock test series like that. Means MCQs, I had a confusion regarding whether I should study the theory or whether I should study the MCQs. But the strategy during that time I adopted was that I did MCQs, mostly MCQs. That was the most important strategy. I mean, as I said before, I used to study. I used to revise a particular topic, and then I would go for the respective MCQs, so that it made me more be thorough with the subject. So that was the most important strategy which I followed.
There are different types of there are different types of strategies. Like there are people who takes up content, all those things. At the same time, there are people who takes up questions, attend more tests. So, which was in your opinion or on more questions?
Yes, I would go for more questions. Because as I said, AIPGT is a MCQ based exam. So by just bugging up the theory, you won't crack it. You should do as much MCQs as possible. You can refer to your any MCQ textbooks or any subjects or study materials, whatever be it. My strategy was purely this: that I first of all studied my study material, whatever. I didn't go for the textbooks. I had no time. I only had 6 months, so I didn't go to the textbooks. I only studied my study material. 60% of the points are there. You don't have to go for textbooks to study that. 60% of the points are there in the study material. I thoroughly studied it, and rest of the 40% I got through the MCQs. So that was my strategy. So if you're asking me whether MCQs are important or studying theory, I would say MCQs. MCQs are very important. From questions itself, you will get the theory based, theory. So I would go for MCQs. MCQs are very important.
Hello, doctor. Actually, I'm having a doubt. Nowadays, a lot of books for these MCQ questions are available in market. Can you please share your some kind of preference book for doing MCQs?
What is the one best quality one
First
should
of
have?
all, for Materia Medica, I would, as I said, I would refer Success. Success is very important. Was very useful for me, especially the MCQ part. Second session, so that your mind will be prepared, will be active, because your exam also will be held during the noon hours. That's one important point I would like to share. So if when you're doing MCQs during that period, your mind will automatically be active enough to easily answer the questions. So that's one point. So to easily save the time, otherwise you will be drowsy. So if you're not preparing, because 2 to 5 a.m. The time is very drowsy. You will feel very drowsy, right? So while when we are preparing for exam, you should do your MCQs during that time. So it will help your mind to be active, and it will save you a lot of it will save a lot of time. You will be more active during that period. So that is one point. Second, you must do exam previous year question papers. It will with you should have a time limit for that. So while doing previous year question papers also, you could easily manage the time. And computer-based exams are not that different from there's nothing to worry much.
Okay.
Regarding the time management, this you must always remember that while doing your MCQs or while you are preparing, you should do your test paper series or your mock test series during these hours. So it will help you naturally to be active during that hours. So your mind will be more alert.
Okay.
Can you specifically suggest some books which you referred during the course of preparation?
One thing is, I referred the Mediguru study material I used to study. Second, for the repertory part, and for the pharmacy and OM, I used to refer Tyson. Then for the PM aspect, I used to refer AAA. So because it had topic-wise questions, so I used to refer AAA. Then Chauhan, yes, but there are many mistakes, so I wouldn't suggest. But yes, Chauhan, yes. Then for Materia Medica, Success MCQs.
Any MCQ books? Any books with only MCQs which you were using exclusively?
For PM, I used to study AAA. AAA is an important. There are tough questions, but if you know you can take the necessary questions only. It had a lot of questions. So,
what is the one best quality one should have to qualify this exam?
I would say dedication and yes, persistency. Consistency and dedication is important, because without that you can't. And self-belief also. If you don't have that, it is very important. It's very important aspect, because one, you should believe in yourself, because there are times where while preparing, one day you will feel low. Sometimes you may get a lower rank in mock test series. It may harm your confidence. So don't let that. Be self-confidence. Have trust in yourself. That's important.
Now you have got a wonderful result. So it's like normally the result is also synonymous with choice. The better your result, you have more choices. Now
Yes.
you have better choice in selection of college, selection of course in post graduation, etc. So which is the college you are planning to join if you get through? whichever is your choice. And which stream will you choose?
Regarding stream, it's easy. I would definitely choose practice of medicine. It's my favorite subject. And second preference would be Media Medica. And regarding the college, I haven't decided yet. I'm still on it. I haven't yet decided.
So what is the basis of choices?
Academic skills as well as practice. More practice. I need more practice. I mean, after this, I only intend to practice. So I need more practice, more skills in practice. I would choose a college which will upskill my practice medicine skills.
So, what is your aim? Like after 5 years, where do you want to see yourselves? Like in 3 years, you will be completing the PG, and 2 years will be sufficient to pick up what you want to do after PG. So, where are you seeing yourselves after 5 years?
My biggest ambition was to be a lecturer. So I'm still on it. So after 5 years, I'm seeing myself as lecturer, continually getting better. That's my ambition.
What is the advice you have to give to those juniors who are preparing for this exam from this year?
I had said this before the video, so you should be consistent. For consistency, first of all, you should set up a motivation. That's the most important part. See, for me, it was my father. For you, it might be something different. So first of all, set up a motivation. Don't, no matter what it is, set up a motivation and let the motivation fuel your consistency, because consistency is something very important. You can't crack AIPGT without that. So for consistency, you need some motivation for you to drive the entire process. So first, set up a motivation. That is very important. And second, self-belief. It is self-belief. Without self-belief, you can't. There are a lot. As I said, there will be days where you are getting low ranks in mock test series. Sometimes you won't get enough mark. You won't get the expected mark. So don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Just believe in yourself and go with the flow. That's the most important thing. And regarding study, academic aspect, work hard, dedicate, give full dedication. That's all. That's the most important in achieving IPGT. The rest will be okay.
Dr. Anusri, anything more?
Sir, I'm having one more question. In this year exam, some aspirants not got their original targeted rank in this year's exam. I think I know some few people in my gang and in my college groups. So I'm asking Dr. Nidhi ma'am, is there any special message for them?
As I said, believe in yourself. Don't worry, okay? Actually, it's not tough not to crack. There is 1 year, one more year left. I guess there are many more. It's okay to not. I'll say failure is the first step to success, right? So for them, the only messages work hard. You don't need to worry. You will definitely crack this 2023 IPGT exam. You don't need to worry. Just believe in what you're doing and study your, go through your study material, be thorough with it, and do your MCQs, mock test series, work hard, make it good timetable. And if you have time, then only go for textbooks. That's the only thing I have to say. They will crack. Then don't worry.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, thank you, Dr. Nidhi. Thank you for sharing your experience. Your tips, tricks, and your experience should be inspiration for others who are following. So, thank you.
Thank you.